Well, good afternoon. Well, it's not afternoon yet. Figured I'd do a video on topic of can you do can you do Uber for a living or do an egig work for a living? This morning I got kind of carried away. Coffee. I don't know, it's different. Coffee's different than the caffeine pill. So, for anybody who comes across this, yes, you can make money and make a living doing e-gig work. It varies from market to market. But I think it's more successful if you do multiple apps to kind of plug and play. When one app goes quiet, then you can use a different app, whatever makes it more convenient for you. There's ups and downs. There's going to be busy times. There's going to be quiet times. It's better to get paid for your efforts than your time. I mean, obviously, you get paid for your time, but you want your efforts to get rewarded. Then you can make more money. You learn your market. Like the small things. Like, I'll give you an example. Here. Well, I want to be able to. What I'm thinking about doing is I want to be able to deliver cars. Just drive, and I'm investigating that. Some e-gig apps are crazy. Like there was this app advertised. Hey, deliver pets across the country, and it was from like Oregon to like Virginia, and I think it only was paying $500. Now, if you're driving your own vehicle, how are you going to make money for that? I mean, I have experience driving from California to Massachusetts several times, and with a good gas mileage, and it's expensive. You're not making any money. So that's another thing that you have to think of when you're doing e-gig work. You have to think about the jobs that you accept and the wear and tear in your vehicle and your bills. So if you have that sense of how much you have to make each day, you can break it down that way. And then you can kind of know what you can accept, like how many trips you can do in an hour and how much money that's going to be making, and then therefore if you can pay your bills, right? So deductions are good. Being self-employed is really good for the deductions, the mileage. For instance, I was over here the other day. I was here in this little road here, and I had to go to this restaurant right here. So, of course, then here's an island right here. So then I'd have to go all the way down here. Do a U-turn. And then go boom. So when you know your area, and you get to know the area, you do it trial by fire, and then you get to know the area as you do it. So what I did, small things like this save probably 5 to 10 minutes even. Because getting out of there and then having to go the other way, I went up here and then boom, I parked right here. And then I walked here, picked up the food, boom, boom, and then got out of there, boom, and then boom, across. Saved 5 to 10 minutes. So small little techniques like that can save a lot of time. And then not only that, makes your job easier. And what the hell, man? I had 5 trips today. Pretty slow today, but I expected it to be slow. Man, oh man. Can't undo this thing. Man, this thing. Alright. Let's minimize thing. There we go. Oh man, now I'll minimize the other way. Come on, man. There we go. Alright. So you get to know your area, and then you can have a smoother experience. So I think the best apps for me is the Uber and Amazon. And those are the two that I make the most money on and are more reliable. It's customer service, so you're going to have people who are going to complain. So learn about what deductions you can have and take advantage of that, and get the right tools. It's not really not much money you have to spend for delivery. I find delivery to be really good because I don't have to deal with the people. Uber Eats is thumbs up, thumbs down. It's easier that way. And I have coolers, and I have a big pizza bag that's 8-inch by 22 by 22. So when it comes to big bags that don't fit in my coolers that can hold 48 cans of beer or soda, I put them in there. And I got a couple of those, and I got 3 coolers. And I have one cooler that I keep my own fruit in that I eat throughout the day. I eat fruit. And then you can keep the food hot. And when it's delivered, it's neater. You're not spilling it all over your car. So I think it's a good way to make a living. I'm not the best at it, but I will show you what my weekly earnings were. And I'll show you my ratings. All these props that I get. And one of my first props, quick and efficient. Like that small little trick. If you know parking's a pain in the ass, and you know right nearby. And of course, this is common sense for a lot of people. I did 1,422, and I've only had 3 thumbs down. 3 as a total. So it's not that hard. And the reason why I have success is because I have coolers that keep my food hot. Easy, right? This thing comes right out. Easy to wash, easy to clean, easy to maintain. Has a harness, so you can strap it and carry it by the strap. It's easy. It's not a hard job, and I will show you what my earnings are. Two, 3 days. See, I need to make $111 a day to pay my bills. So it's the 3rd day. I'm over that. Okay, let's see my week. The weeks. Yep, last week was a slow week because I took 2 days off. 989, 1454. I did Amazon as well this week. 1375, 1678, 1588. Took a day off there. 1312, 972. Now you see, I mean, that's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. And I need the numbers. But that's something to think about. Sometimes I swear when it comes to a long period of waiting for trips like currently, they'll give you a bad one. I mean, that's not a terrible one. I mean, it is bad. But at the same time, you're looking at the miles, right? 2.5 miles, $4. You don't want to take any trips that the dollar amount doesn't exceed $1. Because sometimes there'll be a 15-miler and you're only getting paid 10. So you always want to accept the trips that you're going to make more than $1 a mile. That's the way I see it. If you make more than I record my miles each day. If I've made more money than $1 per mile, pretty much see it as a success. Chasing the numbers is kind of what I'm doing, to chase the quest, and sometimes it can be a losing battle. If you're taking all these small orders, how much money are you making, right? Is it really worth it? You have to think it through. If you spent a whole hour waiting for a trip, then you didn't make any money during that hour, right? So then you kind of need to make up for that hour for the next hour. So yeah, you don't want to take crap orders, but you still want to be able to make money. So these are your choice of logical strategy of making money during the holiday season. It's a lot better because then the orders are definitely smaller now than they were during the holiday season. But then you kind of want to use your time right. Often what I do I know that going up north is a pain in the rear, as then most of the trips up there are terrible. And then if I want to come back down, that takes time. So I keep that in mind when I'm accepting trips. is the convenience of drop off. I wanna be able to flow with all my trips, with a quick pickup, quick drop off. I don't want to have to spend dead miles traveling back. So that's the reason why I turned down that trip, because I just got back from being up there and then back down, and didn't get any trips at all when I went up to Downey to deliver up there for $9, and now it's an hour. You know what I mean? I'm wasting my time, and I shouldn't have probably taken that, but it's kind of a slow day, and you kind of want to get the numbers right. So these are part of knowing your market. It's interesting. I'm in a parking lot of a restaurant that I know that I've picked up at often. That's a busy one. I'm not getting any trips from it. So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how you can be in a parking lot like that. You don't quite know, or of course there's a lot of drivers, but there's this area that has like probably at least 20 different restaurants. I could be in that parking lot for 2 hours often. No deliveries. Yet there's 20 restaurants that I know that I've picked up at often. Routinely. But when I'm in the parking lot in the center of all those, no deliveries. 2 hours of dead time. Because then I'm thinking, well, yeah, you don't want to drive around all the time, right? You want to maximize your gas and your wear and tear in your vehicle. So, you're in this little pickle. Just stay patient, and I know that I've picked up at multiple restaurants here that are busy all the time. The parking lots are constantly full. It's a real busy hub. So I know that that's a hotbed, right? And then ironically, I leave the area and then I get a trip back in that area. It's strange. I've called Uber asking, hey, does the app kind of not want you to be in the parking lot? Are you less apt to get a trip? They're like, no, we don't know. Because, and I tell them, I'm like, well, I'm in a parking lot and often, and I don't get a trip. You would think that I'm right there and I don't see any other delivery drivers in the parking lot. You would think that I'd be able to get the trip. You know what I mean? It's strange. But for the most part, yeah, parking in a good spot and waiting. I believe that. That's definitely true when it comes to being a driver, knowing a good spot to be at, and looking at the app to see where all the other drivers are, so you're not like you don't want to be encircled, I don't think. You kind of want to be at the direction of where they're going to be. Place yourself that way. Because then if you're encircled by other drivers, then you know what I mean? You're kind of, it's like, I don't know, like Battleship. You kind of got to think about it that way too. That's how you can think of myths. It seems like when I'm in motion, I get the trips. It seems like when I'm parked, I'm not getting trips. And that's a myth. That's what I've been told by Uber support. But it seems like it's less. Yeah, man. You see, this is going to take me well out of the area. I'm going to have to walk in there. It's a lot of walking. And that's way out of the way. That's way out of the way. It's only $9 for 8 miles. Why do that? And it says 37 minutes as their estimated time. The pressure to take it was, I need the numbers for the Quest. And I haven't been able to have got. So therefore, there's that pressure. Take it, but the next one could be better, right? I'm right next to a place that often has good deliveries. So yeah, I mean, you got to think about that, right? If you're going to walk forever, then the time. And often what I'll do in those positions where I have to walk, I don't hit start delivery until I get back into my car. So I will walk into the mall, go to the restaurant, and then pick up the order, and then walk all the way to my car, then start delivery. Because then at least you're not having that count against you when it's not your fault. Because why screw yourself that way? You know what I mean? It's because then the person's going to be like, what? You know what I mean? So at least you're in your car, now you can start the delivery and then help yourself out that way. That's what I do. So think about the convenience. That definitely isn't worth it when you have to walk into the mall. I mean, there's definitely 2 deliveries on that. So for the Quest, it's lunchtime, and a lot of the deliveries the last couple days have been pretty small. So gotta have that sense to make money. You gotta know what you can accept to make the money, to be able to earn. So that's why I'm often multi-app, because then I know that, well, I've made 33. Often there's blocks with Amazon in the evening time that are like 65. Now this is another one. 10 miles, $8. And that goes up north quite far. And also, this is a freaking dead zone for the internet. Every time I go there, my internet's not working on my phone for some weird reason. Then I have to drive out of the area, and then I finally get the internet back. For 10 miles for $8. Not worth taking. I mean, Luna Grill is a good place to get orders from. Okay, I know that they're fast and they're good, but the mileage is terrible. Another thing is I know that I have to drive quite far to get to this place. So I know I'm going to eat miles to get here. So that's why, even though it's more reliable in the evening time and I can buffer a slow day with Amazon, I think about that. But Amazon Fresh, you can get that done and make like $70 in 2 hours after tips. So, it's a good way to make a living, though. You can make a living doing this. I think health is important. So if you recognize a pattern, go and work out, go bike and go enjoy your life a little bit. If you know it's going to be dead, why sit in the car? You can take care of other stuff, right? So, I don't know. There's the small things that you'll pick up on. You get to know the restaurants. You get to know which ones are good, which ones aren't. Like McDonald's, typically a slow wait. The people that don't tip don't take the trip, because they're often the people who will complain. Plus 20 minutes of your time for $3.50, is it worth it? Be patient, and there's always the up and the down. So, but I think I'm not the best at this. It's possible to make a living. I guess that's kind of my spiel, I guess. Making a constructive video rather than caffeined out rant videos on philosophy and psychology, I guess. So don't let the pressure of a dead spell pressure you into taking bad trips. Bad trips are trips that have more miles than the dollar. Like $8 for 10 miles. Not worth it. Because I have to go contend with traffic to go all the way up there. Linwood's right here, as you can see, and you can see where I'm at. I have to navigate the traffic all the way up there. Now, that's another weird thing. The Porto Bakery was a badass place. So then I decided to go up there for trips. Then, all of a sudden, I'm not getting trips from there no more. I'm like, what the heck, man? Where's the magic from? Because that place is on fire. And the deliveries are good there, right? So I'm like, okay, man, I found myself a little honey hole. And so I go up there, and I found a good parking spot right close by, kind of like that trick I told you. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, didn't get a trip. So I'm like, well, geez, I don't know, man. That's part of the, figuring out the system. You know what I mean? It leads you to be paranoid in a way, because it's like, does the app know that I'm purposely going there and then withholding trips from there? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's just strange. That whole week leading up to it, I was getting trips out of there, and it seemed like it was on fire, And then when I purposely go up there, no trips. So think about your mileage. Other than that, it's good. If you have coolers, 3 miles, Denny's, Sunfields. Yeah, I'll take this one. Because 15 minutes, I believe I can do it. I'll take it. Okay,
Make a right
see you
turn,
guys later.
then make a left turn.